What's up? My name is KelseeBrianaJai, and today I'm coming at you guys with an A to Z prom glam tutorial. Now, when I went to prom, nobody slayed as hard as they do nowadays. So nowadays, prom is definitely a super huge big deal. You guys look so bomb. Y'all slay, like the new prom baby slay so harder than so many people did at their freaking wedding. Like, it's not a game. Every year on Instagram, y'all just slay harder and harder and harder, and I'm like, girl. So this year I was like, I have to do a prom tutorial for anybody who is like, I don't know what to do, or if you just need inspiration for your look. I know that makeup is such a huge deal nowadays. Now, back when I went to prom, most girls did not even have on any makeup. If they did, one eyeshadow, a little bit of mascara, one and done. Nowadays, it's a full theatrical production. So I was like, let me make a tutorial for you guys who may need a little bit of assistance in this area, because I got you. Makeup for prom is so special because this is one of those memories that you only really get to do maybe once or twice in your entire life, and then it's over. I love prom. I enjoyed myself at prom, and I just want you guys to feel as beautiful as you look for your prom experience. Now, makeup just really completes the story of prom for me. Like, you have on your dress, you have on your shoes, your hair is like fried dye laid to the side, so you need your makeup to match. So, and it was really important for me to just really use minimal products. So I still use the majority of my techniques, but I didn't want to use a whole lot of different things because I know that a lot of you guys are on a budget. This is not to say that if you're watching this video that you can't do it if you're not going to prom. Definitely not what I'm saying. If you're going anywhere, you want to incorporate this look into wherever situation you're going to, then definitely let me know down below. It's not just for prom people, but I did want to make a video for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you ended up doing this look for your prom, or if you feel like this is the look that you definitely are going to do for prom or whatever event that you're going to be going to. I thought that it was just super cute, something super classic. Now, if you're not wearing these exact colors, then definitely sub out the colors for sure. Now, when you watch makeup tutorials on the internet, you definitely want to keep in mind that it's the technique that you're looking at, trying to figure out how to do it, not necessarily the colors. So enjoy. Please subscribe before you leave, and let me know what you think down below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys later. So let's go in with our foundation. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. So I squeeze a good amount of it on the back of my hands. I'm probably not going to use all of this. And I'm applying it with the Beauty Blender. So I'm just dabbing this all around my face. Now, I wore this foundation when I was in New Orleans, and I was there in July, and I was able to get a flawless finish for 6 hours in the sweltering heat. Like, literally, I was walking around in the heat all day, flawless makeup. So I'm pretty sure that this foundation will be the best bet for anybody who needs foundation to last all day, no exceptions. This one is a good one. It does not have any SPF in it, so it's really good for photography also. So, like, you know, you worry about a lot of flashback and stuff like that. If you have a high SPF number, this one does not have that in there, so it's super good for anybody who's going to be taking a lot of pictures that day. And I also recommend you to either use this foundation with the darker brush or a dark beauty blender, because it is waterproof. And it means it. So if you use this on a pink beauty blender, you're probably not going to be able to get that beauty blender clean again. So I'm really just taking my time and building up the foundation in any areas and covering all imperfections. Today is a day where you're going to be heavily photographed, so you want to take a little bit more time on your skin. So definitely set aside the time to actually be able to do your makeup as flawlessly as possible before you take all your pictures and you go out to eat with your date or your friends or whoever you're going to prom with. You want to make sure that this is A1. Also, a lot of times I take the foundation over my lips and whatever's left over, like on my beauty blender or on my sponge. And I like to do that because it mutes out my normal lip color. That way I get the truest color of whatever lipstick or lip gloss or whatever lip products I'm wearing for the day. I also wanted to note the color that I used. I used the color NC42, and this is a touch lighter than a color than I would normally pick from a MAC foundation. I normally would pick NC NC43, or if that wasn't available, I would mix NC42 with a little bit of NC44. However, this foundation does not come in NC44. It skips straight to NC45. But this foundation oxidizes, so you can go a little bit lighter than you normally would because it is going to get a little bit darker as you continue to wear it. So keep that in mind if this is a foundation that you're interested in. Next, I like to do my brows. This is kind of the order that I like to do my makeup in on a daily basis, but a lot of times I do skip this in my tutorials. But today I wanted to go ahead and touch on that because I wanted to do it from start to finish. So I brushed through my brows, and I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the color Brunettes. This was gifted to me by my dear BFF Mel, and I really like this. I know a lot of you guys are on budgets because you spent so much on everything from the dress to the car to the shoes to the hair. So it's like, if you can get a deal somewhere, then that's what you want to do. This is a really good affordable option in comparison to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. The Brow Wiz is really awesome, and you know, that's like a holy grail product for me, but this one is also really good. And I know they sell NYX at places like Target and Ulta, and you probably can get this brow pencil for somewhere around $6. So after I finish filling in my eyebrows, I like to clean up underneath my brow with concealer. Some people are super opposed to this. I personally am not, especially if you blend it correctly. I feel like it gives the eyebrows a little bit more definition, and it makes them look crisper and cleaner in my opinion. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure you're not going too light of the highlight color. You always want to just stick within the 1 to 2 shades lighter range, and I really mean 1 to 2 shades lighter. So I use the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. This one is in the color medium, so it has an array of different tones, and I like to mix these together depending on the day, depending on how bright I want the under eye highlight to be. I'll use the lightest to the darkest one in this palette for this specific reason. So for today, I'm going to mix NC30 and NW25 together to get my underbrow highlight with my angled NARS brush. After you have your eyebrows filled in, it's super optional if you want to have concealer underneath your eyebrows or not, but after that step, I do like to go ahead and prep my eyes, and I normally use a MAC paint pot or either their MAC 24-hour extended eye base. Today I'm going to go with a paint pot because, for one, it mutes out the background of your eyes, so you're going to get a really nice blank slate. This one I'm using is soft ochre. It's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's a really nice yellowish warm base. They have a lot of different ones. If you have more so of a golden undertone, I really like soft ochre. Or if you have like more so of a pinkish reddish undertone, then Painterly may be the one for you. It's really important to have an eyeshadow base because it's going to ensure the longevity of your eyeshadow. Oftentimes, if you do eyeshadow just on your plain lid or underneath some concealer, then you are going to experience creasing, especially if you're going to have to need your eyeshadow to last for a long time, namely the whole night. Then you definitely want to make sure that you have something that's water resistant, so that way your eyeshadow looks as flawless as it did when you first applied it. So for eyeshadow, I am going to use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And this eyeshadow palette has a lot of neutral toned eyeshadows. And the look that I have in mind will go with a lot of different people's prom outfits. So for starters, I'm going to start with this color right here. And this one is called Peaches and Cream. And I'm going to take that with this brush. This is a MAC 227 fluffy brush, and I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid because this is going to set the paint pot, and it also is going to give us a little bit more blendability. I absolutely love this step. Oftentimes if you go like straight on top of like just a cream eyeshadow like the MAC paint pot, sometimes it can drag, but if you set it with the powder first, like a beige tone, flesh tone powder first, it's going to allow the other eyeshadows that you want to apply down next to blend so much smoother. Next, I'm going to go in with my transition colors. So for starters, I'm going to take the color Puree, and this is this really pretty caramel tone brown with a MAC 286 brush. This brush is really good for blending out your crease. It's a dual fiber brush, which means it has natural hair and synthetic bristles. So it's going to be a really pretty blown out application. So what I'm doing is I'm applying this right in my crease, and I'm taking it slightly upwards. This is my favorite shape for my eyes. Some people like to just go straight in like this, but I personally like to go upwards a lot of times. And also I am gently swirling this color to deposit it onto my lid. If you don't have this brush, it's okay, just use whatever blending brush you do have, but you do want to make sure that you have sufficient tools in order to properly execute any eye look that you want to do, because a lot of times you can use more affordable options, but you definitely need to invest in your tools. And you can continue to layer this color as many times as you need to. I'm going over it a few times because I want it to be a little bit darker. So the more times you go over it, the darker it'll be. If you want it to be just a really light wash, then you just want to go over it maybe once. But if you wanted to and build it up to this color here, I've gone on it over it maybe twice. I'm going to take this color right here. This one is called Peach Pit. And it's this really pretty bruised plummy color. Same brush, and I'm going to pick that color up, and I want to apply that. Make sure you tap off the excess as well, but I want to apply that more so right in the crease. And I'm not going to take it all the way in, but I want to focus it right here on this outer area first. So what I'm doing is I'm depositing the color, as you can see. So the crease is right where my eyelid opens and you see the fold. So I'm depositing that color right in there. It's okay if you get a little bit on the lid because we're going to cover it up with eyeshadow anyways. So now I'm going to take the color Nectar right here, and I for sure have to have this as my inner corner highlight almost every time I use this palette. Like, has to be there. It's so pretty. It's like this really pretty yellow, gold, whitish highlighter. Love this color. Now I want to go in with the color Luscious. I was like, for sure this has to go on my eyelid. This is a MAC 239 flat shader brush. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to pat this about right here. I'm going to stop the color about right here. So now going in with the color Bellini. It's a similar color, but it has a little bit more of a warm tone and more so of like a pinky finish. So I'm going to apply this like right next to the former color, and I'm going to pat it to blend them. And lastly, I'm going to go in with Talk Derby to Me. I just want to use this to darken up the very outer corner. So I'm just going to pat this right here very carefully just to finish off the eye look. So I'm blending it in, but I also want to make sure that it's not overpowering and I'm not like just making the look just super black. So if you do it right, it'll just look like a little bit of definition. You can easily leave the eye look like this, or you can just add a little bit of darkness. If If you need to, I would personally take a clean blending brush just to make sure that all the lines were blended out so you don't make everything super muddy by applying too much of the eyeshadow anywhere else. So a clean blending brush will just soften up any harsh lines that you may have without applying any more products. So what I like to do is my concealer, and then I come back to the top, and then I do the bottom of my eyes. For concealer today, I'm using an oldie but a goodie, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I have not used this concealer in ages. This used to be all I swore by. I still love it. I just love the NARS one. But I was like, let me use this today because this concealer is still good. You see how that instantly brightened my face? And it just cleans up. So like before, you see how my eye underneath it looks very sallow? With this, makes it look normal. I always have favored MAC's NWs for concealer over the NCs because the NCs have so much yellow in them, and the NWs do two things at one time. They generally are warmer, and so I like to color correct and conceal with them and highlight. So girl, I get my life in one. So then I like to put a little bit like on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose, just because this color is so much lighter than my skin tone. Very highlighty. You can even take a little bit of this and gently start to carve out where you want your contour, and that'll make your contour look neater. So as you can see, it already looks like I have a contour. That's because I use a little bit of a lighter color underneath it to sculpt. Just a little bit, not a lot. Don't get crazy. Your concealer can be used to clean up the edge of your eyeshadow. A lot of times I use my beauty blender and just kind of boop, and that just really takes away any of the darkness that may have happened if by any chance you had any fallout at all. So this right here is a MAC Pro product. This is called the Invisible Sets Powder. It is a translucent powder. I just decided to use this one because I hadn't used it in forevers. So with my beauty blender, I picked up some of this powder, and I'm going to use this to bake my under eye. If you don't know what baking is, it's the method where you pick up powder and you're setting your under eye, but you're applying powder very generously because it's going to not only set your under eye concealer so it's not going to be any creasing, but it also is going to offer a little bit more brightness if you let it sit. Not too much though, because you are going to be heavily photographed, so bake maybe 30 seconds at the most. So while you're baking your under eye, I like to take this opportunity to do my eyeliner, and today I'm using the Makeup Forever ink. What is this called? Ink liner. I love this eyeliner because it plays no games. It's black, it stays, and you want to make sure that you have an eyeliner that lasts with you. You don't want to have that black underneath your eye a few hours into the prom. It's so annoying. So now you see how I have all this white powder on my face? Take your setting powder. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and dust it away with the powder. So get the powder on the brush, dust the white powder away with your face powder. And this is going to tone it down. It's still going to let you be highlighted, but it's going to tone it down. And then simultaneously start patting in the powder with the brush. This is the Sephora all over powder brush. This one, I think it's number 61. Set your face. Like, it's so important to set your makeup because, girl, there's nothing worse than looking like a grease ball at the prom. This powder is my absolute favorite. I've hit pan on it I don't know how many times. It is the best powder out there. Alright, let's finish off our eyes. So for the bottom, I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs, I always forget the name of this one, Eyeliner Gel Crayon in Blacker. And I'm going to line my waterline with this one. It's intense. Like, every day, sexy. Every day, sexy. So I'm going back in with the eyeshadow palette, and on the bottom I just want to buff this purple. This one is called Delectable with the Wayne Goss number 5 pencil brush. So get a little bit on the brush, tap it, and just really start to focus that on the lower lash line. Now I don't want the lower lash line to be just super smoky, so I'm going to keep it pretty tight. So I'm not going to blow it out that much. You see what I mean? You know, sometimes I'll take it down further, but I just want it to look very neat. Like so. To give it a little bit more of a fun aspect, I am going to add some glitter. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter in the color Distortion. It's a really pretty iridescent glitter, and you see it looks purple and green depending on how the color shifts. So this is what I'm going to add to the lower lash line. So it comes with a brush, so I'm just going to apply it straight out of the tube. So I'm just going to gently pack this on, like up until right here. Like, I'm sorry, but to me, prom isn't prom without glitter. I'm just saying. You see how it makes it look more fun with glitter? Make sure you don't get this in your eye, because if you do, it's gonna burn. Point blank period, gonna burn. So now for lashes, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty lashes, and these are in Sasha. Gorgeous lashes, but they are a bit dramatic. If you're not a lash person, then I would definitely say just do mascara. But if you are, then try these out. They last and they're beautiful. But if you want some that are a little bit more budget friendly, then definitely I love the Ardell's. Any Ardell's, you can't really go wrong. I bought these from Sephora.com, but Ardell's, you can find them in Walgreens. So before I apply them, I'm going to do a light coat of mascara, just because my lashes are brown. And you don't want to do too much, because I don't want my lashes to like really not blend. But on the bottom, I do want to have longer lashes, so I'll go over those a few times. This is the MAC Extended Play Mascara. The glue I always go for is the white duo glue. If you don't like this lash adhesive, use any that you like, but I just find the duo glue lasts me pretty well all day. I never have to reapply my lashes. This is about how much lash glue I put on a lash. So instead of just going straight in with that and putting it on my lash, I like to let the glue get tacky and then apply it, so it's not going to be sliding around. So now while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and add more mascara to my bottom lashes. So now while I'm still waiting on my lash glue to get tacky, I actually am going to contour my face using the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Contour Kit in medium to tan. Comes with these colors. This is actually my first time using this top color right here, and this is the Tarte, I don't know the name of this brush, Oliver Swirl brush or something, and I'm dipping it in there, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to apply that right here. Very nice, natural. Okay, I like it. If you want to go in with more bronzer, then you can. I'm going to use the MAC Matte Bronze Bronzer, same brush. This is a little bit darker, and I just want that on my cheeks. Highlight time. I'm going to highlight using that glow kit while I'm still waiting on my lash glue to dry. And this one is a good one if you want a variety of different highlighters. So I want a combination of these, so I'm going to layer them. So first I'm going to start off with Dripping in Gold, and this is the brush, the A23 brush. And I'm going to apply this right here on the tops of my cheekbones. And for prom girl, you want to be highlighted. So we're going to take our time with this. You want to be highlighted so good, girl, that when you win prom queen, you don't even need a crown because your highlighter is already popping enough. You already got a crown. It's on your cheek. Okay, so that's looking good. So then I want to go on top of that with Bubbly. And then I'm going to go on top of that with the brightest one, Sunburst. Same brush, but this time I'm going to really pat this one on there. And then for blush to tie it all together, I'm going to use Milani's Luminoso. This is a MAC 168 brush. And this is going to add warmth to your face. I like this blush because it's super glowy, but at the same time, it's not too much because our highlighter is a lot and our eyes are a lot. We're almost done. A few more finishing touches. So over the lash band, I'm going to add some black eyeliner. You can use the same liquid liner you used, but the objective here is to cover the lash band. We all know your lashes don't grow this long, but girl, we don't need evidence. And now for our lips. Now, I was kind of torn on whether or not I wanted to do a liquid lipstick or not. Now, if you have a good liquid lipstick that you feel like just would really set your dress off, definitely do that. But I did not see anything in my collection that really just screamed, I want to wear this to prom. So I'm going to go the traditional route and do a lipstick, lip liner, lip gloss trio. So for my lip liner, I'm going to use a lip liner by MAC called Spice. And it's like this really pretty warm tone brown. Classic MAC lip liner. All of the supermodels in the 90s used to rock this color. Like, this is the epitome of classic 90s. So in the middle of that, I'm going to use a lipstick, a nude by MAC, and this one is called Honey Love. This has to be one of my very favorite nude combinations. You can definitely stop there if you're not a gloss girl, but because I am, I'm going to go ahead and put a gloss on top. This one is called Underage. Now, I know that MAC renamed it because it was offensive to some people, so it's not called Underage, but it's the same color, different name. I'll have to figure that out. And I'm going to apply this right on top. Okay, very last thing, I'm going to set everything with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray because you need to last all night. So this is the finalized look for prom 2016. I hope that you guys like it and get inspiration for it. If you're not wearing these colors to prom, then definitely just switch out the colors and use the technique. I use that one palette because I know that that's really easy for people to just go pick up one eyeshadow palette instead of trying to get a whole lot of different eyeshadow palettes. So hopefully this helps someone somewhere who's going to prom. Be careful, be safe. That's like the #1 thing prom. Be safe. No texting and driving. No drinking and driving. I feel like nowadays texting and driving is way more prevalent than drinking and driving, but don't do either. If you end up using this video for prom or whatever special occasion you're going to, let me know down below. I'm going to go ahead and do a close-up for you guys so you can see the finished look. And that's it. Make sure you follow me on all my social media accounts, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course here, so you can keep up with me whenever I upload a new video. Let me know if you like it by leaving me a thumbs up and a comment down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Smooches! Bye!